Hi guys and welcome back to Geordie and Sam. In today's video we'll be doing round 24 footy tips. So without any further ado, let's just get started.
Fortnight footy, Essendon, Collingwood. I don't think this is a very important game. I don't think Essendon can play finals at the minute. Obviously last round, so I don't know if they can make it. Collingwood obviously finished first, and I think they win this one. They've had a slump in form, but I think they get up by 30 odd points in this one.
So the first game of the round is Essendon versus Collingwood at the MCG. Essendon lost to GWS last week and Collingwood lost to Brisbane. I'm still tipping Collingwood because it's played at the MCG.
North Melbourne versus Gold Coast. This one I really think could go anywhere, especially because it's at North. It's in Hobart. North Melbourne home game. I think it could go anywhere, but I'm going to tip Gold Coast.
Next game of the round is North Melbourne versus Gold Coast at Bloodstone Arena. I'm tipping Gold Coast.
The games this week haven't started off too good, especially on the Saturday. Now we've got Hawthorn versus Fremantle, which I think... Well, actually, this is a tough one. I'm going to tip Hawthorn. Fremantle played good against Port Adelaide, but Hawthorn have played good for a couple of weeks, and I think that they might want to end the year.
First game on Saturday is Hawthorn versus Fremantle at the MCG. Hawthorn won, I think, last week, and Fremantle lost to Port Adelaide. I'm tipping Fremantle. They're slightly higher on the ladder.
One of the most important games of the round is Brisbane-St Kilda. Obviously at the Gabba, Brisbane haven't lost there all year, so I'm going to tip them, but I'd love for St Kilda to get up, but I will tip Brisbane.
Next game of the round is Brisbane versus St Kilda at the Gabba. Brisbane don't lose at the Gabba. I'm tipping Brisbane.
Next, we got the Cats versus the Bulldogs. This one, I think the Bulldogs need to win to play finals. Geelong obviously out. I'm gonna tip Geelong. I think they'll finish their season with a win, and the Western Bulldogs will just miss out on the 8.
Next game of the round is Geelong versus the Western Bulldogs at GMHBA Stadium. The Western Bulldogs lost to West Coast last week, and I'm not sure about Geelong, actually, but I'm tipping Geelong because it's a home game.
West Coast versus the Crows in Perth. Obviously, the Crows win this one after what happened to them on Saturday night. Upsetting for them, but that's the luck of the draw, I guess. And West Coast, obviously coming off a win, getting off the bottom. But I think the Crows will win this one.
Game on Saturday is West Coast versus Adelaide at Optus Stadium. I'm tipping Adelaide. Just because I think they're slightly stronger side.
Port versus Richmond start off Sundays is an odd time slot at 12 o'clock in Adelaide. It's an early game, probably the earliest I've ever seen. So I probably won't even be able to bet for that one. But Port Adelaide, I think, will beat Richmond, and hopefully that will be enough to get us into the top 2. But I don't think it will. So I think Port Adelaide will get the win over Richmond.
The first game on Sunday is Port Adelaide versus Richmond at Adelaide Oval. I'm tipping Port Adelaide, but I found this one a little bit hard to tip because Port Adelaide and Richmond do play really well together. But I just think that Port Adelaide needs to win more.
Sydney versus Melbourne in Sydney. This is a tough one. Sydney coming off a win, controversial one though. But I think Melbourne are just too good away. Even though they're too good, I think they'll win this one. So.
The game on Sunday is Sydney versus Melbourne at the SCG. I'm tipping Sydney because it's a home game.
And for the last game of the home and away season, we have an important one which also shapes the 8, Carlton GWS. I think GWS need to win this and they guarantee themselves in the 8. I actually don't know how the 8's going to shape up, but I'm assuming that's what they need to do. But I think Carlton will win this at Marvel. I think Carlton get the win.
The last game of the round is Carlton versus GWS. Now, GWS won last week by 100 points, and Carlton won as well. I'm tipping Carlton because I think they're a much stronger side.
The last round of footy tips. We obviously will do finals, but that's the last round. So, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the first week of finals.